Good afternoon, everybody. This is the Material Science and Engineering Science Virtual Awards Program, and we're delighted to be here. One of our favorite things to do is to award our excellent students. And so let me just start introducing with the introductory comments, I guess, and then I'll turn it over to Professor Apila and Professor Floro. So thanks for joining us this afternoon to celebrate the accomplishments of our engineering science and material science and engineering students. Actually, this is the first time we're holding this ceremony over Zoom. And so I wish we could meet in person. We've said that all year. It looks like it's finally going to happen eventually, but not in time for today. I think it's important, though, to take a moment to personally recognize our awardees and applaud their efforts. And we would normally do this during our department picnic, as you all know. So just a few things that I want to give in terms of hails and farewells, just some things that happened with some of the folks in our material science community over the winter and over the spring, and sort of ushering in the new and saying goodbye to a few people. So our spring picnic was a way that we also did that. There were some farewells to some of our cherished members in our community. And so let me continue that tradition here. So this year, we welcomed 2 faculty members with courtesy appointments in material science and engineering, and we're delighted to have them. Jeff Giese is associate professor in the Department of Chemical Engineering. And Joe Poon is the William Barton Rogers Professor of Physics. So Jeff joined us in August, and Joe joined us just this past January. So let me just say a big welcome to them. We also had some farewells. We said goodbye to Barry Baber, our building manager, as you know, who had for 30 years as our building manager, decided to pursue really what was an incredible promotion opportunity. And I highly encourage him to take his dream job. So he joined the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering as a member of UVA's Home in Fabrication, Innovations in Fabrication, excuse me, UVA's Innovations in Fabrication, or IFAB group, led by Art Lichtenberger. And I just wanted to share with you what Barry said to me is that we'll always be his family, and he's always here for us. And so Barry's gone, but not far. Barry's support over the years, like to the renovations and the reopening of the material science are greatly appreciated. And his renovation and reopening of the clean room will be a big boost to the research in electrical, magnetic, and optical properties of materials, as well as soft materials and other areas, even my own. And so we look forward to Barry duplicating his magic act that he did with our renovation in Justice Hall. We're thrilled to have Jerry Weaver on board as our new building manager. And so Jerry, welcome. I know Jerry's here today. We really appreciate having you. It's been a great start, and Jerry brings more than 30 years of private sector experience to this role. He's got an office on floor A. If you can get a chance to see him, I talk to him in the mornings when I come in. It's something I look forward to every morning. So thanks to all of you that have helped Jerry get up to speed, and I know he's hit the road really fast with a fast start. We also face a bittersweet moment with the dean's office, and we wish Craig Benson farewell and having a nice year off. And we're really excited, though, to welcome Dean Jennifer West. And so, as you know or may not know, Jennifer is a national leader in biomedical, mechanical, and material science and engineering. And so we look forward to working with her in material science. And she's also the first woman to lead UVA engineering as dean in the school's history. And so we're really looking forward to that. And she is the one that brought up material science and engineering as a home for her. Her primary appointment is in biomedical engineering, but we're really looking forward to that. So let me transition now to the awards program. Thanks for your attention. And through these changes and circumstances brought about by COVID, and through, even though we've had changes in leadership, our passion for these awards and the teaching and mentoring that we do really remains something that's our central focus and mission, and one of the things we hold dearest. So let me get right to that. Our awards program is a tangible way to help our students discover their unique talents and be recognized for their talents. Both the nomination process and the award committee's selection are important milestones for our students as they pursue their hopes and dreams. And we take the evaluation seriously. There are many, many good candidates. It's always hard every year, as they say, to pick someone, but we do. So we have two categories of awards to announce today for graduate and undergraduate students. Professor Jerry Floro has the honor of announcing the undergraduate awards, and Professor Pila has the honor of announcing the graduate awards. And so we're going to do this in reverse order today, and it's over to you, Beth, for the graduate awards. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, John. Glad you're all here with us today. I have two awards to announce for the graduate students, the Fred D. Rossi Outstanding Citizen Award and the Doris Kuhlman-Wilsdorf Outstanding Graduate Student Award. So starting with the Fred D. Rossi Outstanding Citizen Award, this recognizes a grad student for overall citizenship and contributions to the academic, educational, and outreach goals of the MSE department, and also for exemplary teamwork. So nominees have volunteered during departmental events, they've led efforts for improvements and change, and demonstrated collaborative cooperation. And I'm pleased to say, announce that this year's Rossi Award goes to Rachel Guariello. So Rachel has been active in all facets of our department's work, including academics, outreach, and diversity, equity, and inclusion. And I'd like to highlight a few examples. So Rachel served as executive chair of the MSE Graduate Student Board. This past year, she facilitated information sharing on evolving COVID policies, which was really very much appreciated. She's a founding member and mentor of the Students for Establishing an Anti-Racist Department and has provided advice on successful methods to make real change. She's passionate about encouraging women and girls in STEM. And through the past years, she's been actively participating with the Society for Women Engineers High School Visitation Days. And she has conducted many demonstrations for both visiting high school girls as well as middle school girls. And speaking on behalf of my research group, Rachel is a great role model, ensuring our lab functions well. She's training newer graduate students and undergrads in proper lab techniques. And she's really truly an outstanding citizen of our department. So congratulations, Rachel. And if you'd like to say a few words, that would be super.
Thank you very much. I'm really honored to receive this award. And just thank you to everyone who makes our department a good place.
All right, congratulations. Shake hands. Moving on to the 2021 Doris Kuhlman-Wilsdorf Outstanding Grad Student Award. This award recognizes a graduate student for outstanding scholarship. And this includes both exemplary research contributions and advancement of the MSE academic mission. Nominees are really the future leaders in our field. So this year, the award is shared by two grad students, Ryan Katona and Meg Selis. Start with Ryan. He joined Professor Rob Kelly's research group in June of 2017, and he's made important contributions in several aspects of corrosion science. So over the past year, Ryan published 5 papers in high quality journals, with the latest selected as an editor's choice in the Journal of the Electrochemical Society. He's also given a series of excellent talks at virtual conferences this year. Ryan's research helps us to better understand atmospheric corrosion, how surface solution chemistry controls the damage that develops. He's tackled this issue in the context of sea salt brines, untangling the processes that predominate in low relative humidity. For his dissertation research, Ryan will aid efforts to model corrosion of canisters that contain spent nuclear fuel rods. And this research is part of a larger multi-institutional effort to help regulators make science-based decisions for nuclear site license renewals. So Rob Kelly, Ryan Katona, would you like to say a few words? Congratulations on the award, Ryan.
Thank you, Beth. So Beth's covered the committee's rationale for Ryan's selection. But I would like to say to him almost in person, congratulations, Ryan, well deserved. I also want to add that what strikes me about Ryan is his fearlessness in attacking technical problems. I think he sees not knowing how to do something as more of an opportunity to learn rather than a barrier like most of us. So I foresee a lot of success in your future, so just keep grinding.
Awesome. Thank you, Dr. Opila, as well as Dr. Kelly. And yeah, immense thank you to Dr. Kelly for his guidance along the way. I don't think any of this would have been possible without him. Thank you also to the award committee, as well as all of the members of Dr. Kelly's group, CEAS and Material Science as general. Everyone has been such an immense help, as well as some of my advisors at Sandia National Laboratories. But we're all super grateful to be awarded this award. I am very honored, and I would like to thank everyone for their help and contributions along the way.
All right, congratulations again. Our second recipient of the Doris Kuhlman Wilsdorf Outstanding Grad Student Award is Meg Selis. So Meg joined Assistant Professor Stephen McDonald's group in 2017 with a Distinguished Fellowship Award for her strong academic performance as an undergraduate. And she continued her strong academic performance in her graduate coursework and has proven to be a prolific author. Throughout her research career, Meg has published 15 journal publications with 3 as first author. She earned the William L. Ballard Jr. Endowed Graduate Fellowship for the 2019-2020 academic year and is now a Journeyman Fellow in the Army Research Lab Research Associateship Program. Stephen and Meg, we'd love to hear a few words from you.
Sure. Similar to Rob, I really want to congratulate Meg for this. Those publications came from Meg's ability to immediately juggle 5 or 6 different projects very selflessly. And I'm really glad that she's been able to collaborate now with the ARL and focus on her own dissertation topic. And I know that there's a lot more first author publications coming over the next year or 2 before she graduates.
Thank you so much for this award. Thanks to, I guess, the awards committee and everyone in MSE, but specifically to my advisors, Stephen, and as well as my lab group, who without them, honestly, I couldn't be half the grad student that I am. So really, it's everyone around me that is very helpful. So thank you.
Congratulations again, Meg. Okay, so that concludes the grad student awards. So I'd like to hand off to Jerry Floro, who will announce the undergraduate awards.
All right, thanks, Beth. Appreciate it. So I have the privilege of getting to announce the winners of our 2 undergraduate student awards, one being the award for Outstanding Engineering Science Student, the other being the awarding of the Belinda and Chip Blankenship Scholarship. And let me just preface this by saying that we have some really fantastic undergrad students, both in the ES program and in the new MSE program. And so, in some ways, we'd like to bestow every single one of them with an award. And of course, we can't do that, and it would mean less. But it was, I think, a really hard effort for the committees to make their down select. So let me start with the Engineering Science Outstanding Student Award. So ES is a program that we've run for many years, and the students get to essentially chart their own course through the eSchool curriculum. They design an interdisciplinary major that essentially aligns really well with their own interests and passions. And so this award is a recognition bestowed on an outstanding engineering science student who exemplifies excellence in academics, in service, and in research. And so this year, we are very pleased to present the 2021 Outstanding Engineering Science Student Award to Chris Zano. So let's give Chris a hand. So let me tell you a little bit about why. So Chris is an ES student who's pursued the nanomedicine concentration within the program. And his primary minor was in biomedical engineering, and his secondary minor is in MSE. He's been on the executive committee of the Nano and Emerging Technology Club, aka NEXT, for several years. He's energetically promoted the club and its activities. He's worked to recruit speakers from faculty and from industry, and he represented the club and the university at the Tech Connect World meeting in Boston back in 2019. Chris is doing research as a valued member of Mark Kester's laboratory, and he has been looking at the engineering and validation of nanoscale formulations for epigenetic HDAC inhibitors. So maybe when you say your few words, Chris, you're going to tell us just what the heck that means. But these formulations are actually now being evaluated preclinically in collaboration with the UVA Cancer Center. And so please all do your virtual or out loud thank or congratulations for Chris as this year's outstanding engineering science student. So Chris, would you like to say a few words?
Yeah, thank you. This came as quite a surprise. To quickly pare down the extraordinarily long project name, essentially it was just taking nanoparticles and trying to use that for the administration of chemotherapy drugs and other similar drugs. And yeah, I am super honored and humbled that throughout my time at UVA, I was able to gain this sort of recognition, similar to the others. The support from the advisors, the professors, and the fellow MSE students has been amazing. And I just want to thank everyone who's been involved for their help in making the last 4 years incredible. So yeah, thank you guys so much.
Awesome, thank you. All right, so let me now turn to our scholarship. So Chip Blankenship, who's our Montgomery Distinguished Professor of Practice in MSE, actually back in 2012, first established the Belinda and Chip Blankenship Scholarship along with his wife, Belinda. And the scholarship is to encourage our students to pursue graduate level studies in material science and engineering in support of United States manufacturing, education, and R&D efforts. Typically, we give this award to a single recipient, but this year we have 2 recipients who have proven worthy of the honor, and I think that's a great thing. And those recipients for 2021 are Justin Kim and Rachel McNamara. So I'll tell you a little bit about Justin first and then Rachel. So Justin's a rising 4th-year MSE major, and he has distinguished himself for his technical rigor and his research independence working in Professor G. Ma's additive manufacturing lab. So according to Professor Ma, in his work, Justin seeks not just to do and to learn, but to understand. And I will say personally, I taught Justin last fall in the new MSE Properties Lab, and I absolutely support that statement. So he is now essentially an independent operator of the SLM machines in the AM lab for 3D metal printing. These are essentially $3 million worth of machines. And it's very rare, I can tell you, that undergrads actually get to be independent operators on these. So that in itself tells you a lot. His current research project focuses on additive manufacturing of permanent magnets, looking at rapid solidification effects on microstructure, and he is specifically using cellular solidification to essentially develop and improve methodologies for creating highly textured alnico magnets directly from the 3D printing process. Outside the lab, Justin works with a youth group to create web-based lectures, skits, and seminars for students who have been homebound during the COVID pandemic. And that is, I think, something we who have all been pretty isolated can really appreciate. So for his demonstrated excellence in MSE, it's my pleasure to present Justin Kim with the 2021 Belinda and Chip Blankenship Scholarship Award. So Justin, can you say a few words?
Thank you so much. Really, it's truly an honor to receive this this award, and I think I would like to thank all of my advisors and all of the MSE faculty who have made MSE such an enjoyable experience for me, and I hope to continue to contribute to the field. Thank you.
Thank you, Justin. Okay. The other awardee of the Chip and Belinda Blankenship Scholarship is Rachel McNamara. So Rachel also is a rising fourth-year MSE major, and she is an incredibly determined and enthusiastic member of our MSE program, our research labs, and our community. So Rachel was originally a computer science major, and I actually had her in Intro to Materials, where it was clear she had a real honest to goodness interest in MSE, and I also taught her in the properties lab, but I was really glad when she ultimately decided to convert from the dark side and found the light. So she's been working in Beth Opila's lab. She's been doing electron microscopy and XRD studies of oxidation mechanisms in ultra high temperature ceramics and silicon carbide based ceramic matrix composites, or CMCs. Last spring, she actually successfully co-wrote a joint proposal with a graduate student for one of these double WHO awards. And this is entitled Machine Learning Image Analysis for Advanced High Temperature Ceramic Matrix Composite Characterization. And even more amazing, this spring, she took first place in the engineering category at the UVA Undergraduate Research Symposium. So that's really cool. During the pandemic, Rachel customized a high-speed computer to use Dragonfly, which is a commercial software package for image segmentation and doing machine learning phase identification and quantification. And so for her academic success and her dedication to our program and our community, it's my pleasure to present Rachel McNamara with the 2021 Belinda and Chip Blankenship Scholarship Award. All right, speech.
Wow, I'm incredibly honored. Thank you so much to everyone who was on the committee that decided these things. Thank you to all of the faculty and grad students who have been so helpful, and especially Rachel. I know that you already got an award, but I do think that you deserve an extra shout out, because there is no way that I would have taken first place in that poster without some heavy editing by you. So thank you so much for giving time and just making me feel more comfortable in the lab. And thanks to everyone for making the MSE community so great.
Awesome, thanks, Rachel. So before I turn it over to Professor Scully, I'd just kind of invite you all to actually turn on your mic for 10 seconds and actually let's applaud out loud for all our awardees today. All right, Professor Scully, please.
Okay, well, thank you, Jerry, and thank you, Beth. That was terrific, and it's always a highlight for us to have this ceremony and to recognize these winners. And I'd like to personally congratulate each and every one of you myself, and so I'm delighted that I get a chance to do that. Just in closing, I want to thank all of the people that helped put this event together, especially Beth and Jerry, as well as dedicated staff members Karen Walker, Tanya Reynolds, Claire Culper, Peggy Gibson, Jeannie Reese, and Ig Jakovic. And so for the entire material science family, thank you for an amazing year, and have a safe and enjoyable summer if you're heading somewhere else. And for the rest of you, I'll see you in the labs, and for real this time, actually, not virtually. So thanks, everybody.
Thank you all. Good seeing you. Congratulations.
Okay.
Yeah, congratulations, everyone.
Folks.
Thanks. Bye, everybody.
Congratulations.
Bye.
Thanks for an amazing
Thank you.
year.